Well, the European Union project continues to get more and more bizarre, further and further removed from any concept really of nation-state democracy. And I think it's important to highlight this to illustrate why the UK is so lucky to have left. We're well ahead of the game in that respect. And this circulates on this EU-Mercosur deal, which is the EU and Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay and Bolivia. Now, you would have thought if a country, a democracy in Europe, its president, its prime minister, its MPs, its farmers, all opposed the trade deal, then they wouldn't have it foisted on them. But no, inside the European Union, what you're seeing in terms of France right now is pretty horrifying in terms of any concept really of democracy. Now we know, of course, there is huge turmoil in France anyway. Emmanuel Macron, having seen his pick for Prime Minister Michel Barnier, that government fall. Macron in a pretty desperate state now, struggling on. And the French president reiterating yet again to the European Union, to Ursula von der Leyen, that this Mercosur deal, done at EU level, of course, because countries inside the EU, governments inside the EU, not allowed to negotiate their own deals, of course, has to be done at EU level. France strongly opposed to this deal, saying French farmers would be crushed. However, France can only block this if other governments within the EU join them in opposing it. So in other words, if France fails to get that blocking minority, i.e. other governments to agree with it, then it will have this deal foisted upon it by the European Union. And equally on the other side, if France and other countries manage to form a blocking minority, then it means that countries, governments with different economies, like the likes of Germany and Spain, who are very much in favour of the deal, will have this deal taken away from them because they're not allowed to do it because the French strongly oppose it. The whole thing is mad. But look, no doubt about it, Ursula von der Leyen, the European Union, dead set on pushing forward with this deal. You've seen Ursula von der Leyen in Uruguay for final talks over this deal. And this is just a huge snub to France. As I said, the French MPs, French president, French prime minister, French farmers, all saying they don't want this deal. And the European Union saying, well, tough luck, we're doing this at EU level, suck it up. So essentially a deal that the Germans are very keen on, the French are fiercely opposed to. Potentially, again, if France can't get enough allies to help it block the deal, will have this deal foisted upon it against its will. Does that seem very democratic? What are voters in France meant to make of it? If they elect MPs and a president whose only way of blocking a deal being forced onto France that they say is going to be damaging is by lobbying other governments. I think the whole thing is totally nuts. But let me know your thoughts on all of this in the comments below. I will, of course, keep bringing you all the latest on this and much more. Please do whack this video a quick thumbs up. Would really appreciate it, guys. And of course, as ever, cheers for watching.